Listen up, you lot. You think wearing a hoodie and showing up to stand up makes you Mark Zuckerberg? Think again. You're more like a lost sheep in Silicon Valley, wandering around with a MacBook and a complete lack of leadership skills. You wouldn't last 5 minutes in my kitchen without setting the place on fire. You call yourself an engineering manager. You can't manage your calendar, let alone a team of humans with GitHub access. You're drowning in Jira tickets. Your sprints are more like marathons with no finish line. And your team's morale is about as high as your last successful deployment, which is to say, non-existent. But fear not, you incompetent bunch of keyboard warriors. Today we're dissecting Akanksha Gupta's, a book that should be glued to your monitor so you can finally stop embarrassing yourself in front of your devs. Oh, you were the 10 times dev, were you? Top of your class at MIT, cranking out code before you even hit puberty. Well, congratulations! You've achieved the impressive feat of being completely irrelevant in your new role. Managing a team isn't about proving you can still write a nested loop without exploding the database. It's about empowering others to do their best work, which, let me tell you, is bloody difficult when you keep snatching the keyboard and fixing everything yourself. You think you're being helpful, don't you? Swooping in at the 11th hour, rewriting entire modules because it'll be quicker than explaining it. You're not a hero, you're a bloody bottleneck. Every time you jump in and take over, you're sending a clear message to your team. You're not good enough, and frankly, that's a pathetic excuse for leadership. Oh, but Chef, I hear you whine. I just need a few uninterrupted hours of deep work to get into the flow state. Well, let me tell you something. You entitled little deep work? You think this is a meditation retreat? You're a manager now, which means your flow state is more like a bloody tsunami of emails, meetings, and production issues hitting you all at once. Get used to it. Context switching isn't just a skill, it's your new religion. 1 minute you're discussing career goals with a junior dev, the next you're on a call with a client who thinks the loading icon is the actual product, and then you're explaining to your CTO why the entire system just went down. And you know what? If you want to be even remotely competent at this job, you'd better learn to juggle these flaming torches without setting yourself on fire. You! Yes, you with the performance review clutched in your sweaty hand, looking like you've just been caught stealing office supplies. You've had 6 months to tell someone they're underperforming, and you chose, during their annual review, to drop that bomb. You gutless wonder. Feedback isn't some terrifying beast you unleash once a year to justify your existence as a manager. It's a bloody muscle. And like any muscle, it needs to be exercised regularly to be effective. Gupta says it best frequent, clear and constructive. That's your new mantra. Let me guess. You walked out of your last planning meeting with a to-do list longer than the Magna Carta, promising the moon and the stars to anyone who made eye contact. You, my friend, are a walking, talking scope creep. You're not leading a team, you're herding cats with a laser pointer, except the cats are deadlines and the laser pointer is your complete inability to say no. Prioritization isn't some optional skill for managers who've got their act together. It's the bloody lifeblood of a functional team. Oh, so you're the type who nods along in meetings while your team gets thrown under the bus for a missed deadline that was entirely fault? You make me sick. You call yourself a manager? You're nothing but a glorified coat rack for executives to hang their problems on. Your first and foremost responsibility is to your team. They're the ones in the trenches, writing the code, fixing the bugs, and dealing with the fallout from your inability to manage expectations. If you're not prepared to stand up for them, to fight for their time, resources and sanity, then hand in your badge and find a new line of work. Let me guess, your stand-up meetings are about as lively as a funeral procession. Nobody dares to speak up, to ask questions, or heaven forbid, admit to a blocker. And you clueless buffoon, think this is a sign of a well-oiled machine? Let me tell you something. Silence isn't golden. It's the sound of your team slowly dying inside. Psychological safety isn't some fluffy HR buzzword. It's the foundation upon which great teams are built. Your team needs to know that they can take risks, make mistakes, and ask for help without fear of being ridiculed or punished. Right, you lot, pay attention. Before you wander back into the wilderness of Jira and Slack, let's get a few things straight. You're not a code cowboy. Context switching is your new full-time job. Feedback should be early, often, and actionable. Prioritized like a ruthless to-do list ninja.